Hi, my name is George Pan. I'm a sophomore in high school, and today I'm going to be presenting my app named Thrive. So my idea was to create a self-improvement app dedicated to three parts, three areas of life, which are physical, cognitive, and academic. Physical is fitness and your physical health. Cognitive is your mental health, and academic is for your academics. And all of these together are to make you a better person and make you more disciplined, specifically by getting rid of procrastination. And my app can help with procrastination because it keeps users in check. And although there are many self-improvement apps out there, the reason my app is special is because it emphasizes the importance of all three factors rather than just being one. Like for example, some apps out there will just be dedicated to only physical, but my app is about the balance of all three and how all three are necessary, not just one. So throughout the creation of my app, I explored many different concepts. One of my concepts that I explored was page parameters. So what I learned about page parameters are that page parameters are information that you pass between each page in order to like specific details about each thing that is passed on from page to page. And one example of a page parameter is during an exercise set where you want to pass information about your current exercise onto the home page, or the progress page where you could see your progress. And another concept that I learned and used in my app was flat collections versus sub collections. So flat collections or collections in general are just collections full of data that the user can access through other ways. And the difference between flat collections and sub collections is flat collections are collections that don't have any layers to them, and they just log data no matter the user. And sub collections are collections that are filtered by the user. And the differences between them is that flat collections are better for logging data where the user doesn't matter, and sub collections are better for logging data that is specific to each user, because you don't have to go through every single data point just to get information about one user. And some examples of this are for an example of a flat collection is in exercise name or like exercise information, where it doesn't matter, the user doesn't matter. So it's best to just take a data point out of a bunch of different data. And an example of a sub collection is in a workout progress, where it's necessary to filter by the user, so you don't have to waste time going through all the possible users and the workouts they log. Here are some examples of code in my project. The first type of code was just a normal custom function, and the point of the custom function was to calculate an average intensity. And you could see that in this code, it takes a set that you completed, or like all the sets that you completed in a workout, and then it runs it through a function to calculate the average, and it returns it so that we could use it and we could display it on the app. And another function, and this one's different because it's a cloud function. And the difference between cloud functions and normal functions are that cloud functions run continuously in the background. And for example, this function is an example of a cloud function, and it's to reset the daily quest. And you could see here that it resets the daily quest at 9 p.m. or 21 o'clock military time. And now I will do a demonstration of my app. So when you first log into the app, when you first open the app, you'll see a create account page. And let me just create an account right now. If you already have an account, you could sign in through this page right here. So once you log in, you'll be directed to the home page. And over here, there's many things that you could see. First of all, you could check your profile and your notifications. On your profile, so the app, the main theme of the app is revolved around butterflies and transformation, because much like a butterfly, self-improvement is a transformation, and you have to go through many stages in order to reach your success or your metamorphosis. And the purpose of the app is to grow your butterfly. by gaining XP. Every time you gain XP, your butterfly goes to the next stage. For example, you start from an egg and then you end up as a butterfly. On the profile page, you could see a lot of streaks in each individual section. And once you reach the maximum level for a butterfly, you could prestige. And once you prestige, you could pick a butterfly that you want to keep, and then you could put the butterfly on the butterfly farm. And the butterfly farm is a farm or a collection of all your past butterflies, so you could see your progress. Now, going back to the notifications, these notifications are for any time you have important information, you have a due date, or you need to, or just reminders. And down here, you could, as you could see, there are motivational quotes to motivate the user every time they log on. And this is random. And over here are the categories. There's 3 different categories: physical, academic, and cognitive. Because of time constraint, I wasn't able to finish the cognitive section. So let's look at the physical section first. On the physical homepage, there are quests. You could view your long-term progress. And if you, whether you want to lose weight or build muscle or just see your body mass index in general, you could track it here. And here's a quick calculator. Let me do a demonstration. So let's say I'm 150 pounds and 70 inches tall. It gives me my BMI. And you could see your BMI on the chart over here. Right now I only have 1 data point, so it doesn't show the graph, but let me just input another one. Let's just say I grew a bit taller. If I got taller and my weight stayed the same, that means I got skinnier. So that, and as you could see, the BMI went up. And this is also the page where other charts are present, but I'll get to that later. Next, we'll take a look at the workout plans. The user can select a specific workout plan depending on what type of goal or what type of fitness goal they're trying to achieve. Whether you could, if you don't have any equipment, you could pick the at-home / no equipment workout plan. If you're at a normal gym, commercial gym, you could pick conventional gym. And if you just want to do cardio, you could do cardio. But for the sake of today, I'm just going to pick the conventional gym. So once you start a workout, you have a list of all the possible types of exercises, and you could filter by category. Let's just say today I want to target my chest. So I would click the chest button. And if I want to do dips as my exercise, I would start an exercise here. But if I didn't know what dips was, I would click on the question mark and it would bring me to a page with an image of the exercise and a description of the exercise. And then this is specific to every single one. So let's just say I know what a dip is and I want to start an exercise set. Then I would start an exercise set. So over here, you have to input the number of reps you complete, and then this timer will just run to measure how long the exercise set took. And let's just say I did 10 reps of dips, and then I did 65 pounds per set. And the set felt really hard, so I'm going to put 10 as the intensity. And after you're done with the set, you pause the timer and you log the exercise set. And as you can see, I just completed a quest, which is hitting 3 muscle groups this week. And what this will do, this will grant me XP, and I'll show you the quests later. So I'll just try adding another exercise set, this time overhead press, and I'll just input random information. So let's just say I want to hit a personal record on flat barbell bench press. So what I will do is, instead of going on the normal page, I would click, I want to set a personal record. And these personal record sets are kind of like normal sets, and they're counted towards the same quest. But the difference with this is that these are logged separately because they're personal records. So let's just say I want to go for 1 rep. I want to see how much weight I can lift in 1 repetition. So I would put the weight I want to lift and how difficult it felt. And after that, this will be logged separately. So after that, I'm finished with my workout, and it will give me a workout summary. As you can see, it gives me the duration of the workout and it does this by adding up all the times in each individual set. And same thing with the total pounds lifted. That's pretty self-explanatory. And I targeted 3 muscle groups and I completed 3 sets. And as you could see from my presentation, my slides before, you could see that I got an average intensity of 9.67. So after I'm done with my workout, I could go back to the quest page to see what I completed. So I targeted 3 muscle groups, which is not quite at 4 yet, and I completed a workout. Daily quest refresh every 24 hours, and weekly quest refresh every single week. And this is tracked by the cloud functions. Let me try completing a quest real quick. So after I finished the ab exercise, you could see how it completed the quest over here, and it granted me XP. Let's just say you want to see what you did overall in that exercise. So you go to your progress page, and you could see that you already had a workout completed for this day. And on the progress page, you have a longest streak to keep you motivated, and you have a visual demonstration on which days you have worked out. But since this is a new account, we don't have a workout streak yet. Over here, you could see your previous workouts. This is just a list of the previous workouts. It's not into detail right now, but right now, we could just see that we finished a conventional workout, and we could see it on the charts over here. All right, so after you see your progress, that is basically it for the body section. So let's move on to the academic section. For the academic section, the first thing that you see is a study session. So a study session uses the Pomodoro technique, which is a really important technique. So basically, okay, wait, let me restart a new session because my session is expired. Okay, continuing on, the first thing you see is the study session. And the study session uses the Pomodoro technique because it's a way to stay motivated and stay focused. So basically, right now, for the sake of the time in this presentation, the study timer is 18 seconds, but normally it would be 30 minutes. So once you start studying, you won't be able to leave, but you could leave. But if you leave, you will be able to give up. But the problem with giving up is that it shows how you're not committed and it's permanently logged on your progress. So let me start a study session right now. And in the progress section, which you guys will see later, the progress section measures like the percentage of study sessions you actually completed. So if the user has a low number of study sessions completed, then they'll be more compelled to be more disciplined. So right here, after I finish my study timer, I could choose to take a short break, but you could also skip the break. And skipping the break doesn't have any downsides. So let's just say I finished a study timer over there, but let's just say I give up on this one. If I give up this one, then if we go to progress, it shows how none of my focus sessions have been completed. But if I complete more study sessions and actually complete them rather than giving up, then the percentage will go up. And over here, we have task list. So task list, if you want to create a task, you could enter the task name and description, and you could select the due date, select the status, as well as when you want the app to notify you before the due date. So let's just create a test one. Let's just set the due date as right now. And if you go back to the main page, you can see how it notifies you when the task is due. So after you complete a task, you could swipe to the right and click done. And then now the status is there. Or you could choose to edit the task, and then change the status over here. After you're done with the task, you could just click options and then delete it. And then last thing for the academic section is the flashcards. So for the flashcards, you just have to name a set name. And then you just enter words and definition. And if you want to upload an image, you're allowed to upload an image through your gallery over here. And after that, you're allowed to add your own flashcards. Let me just add a couple more. And after you're done with your flashcards, you'll be able to go to a page to practice your flashcards. So now, after I finish with my set of flashcards, I can click practice. And then over here, I just have flashcards. And then if I upload an image, it would show up here. And then here is just a visual indicator on which ones you have mastered. You could check them if you want. And that's pretty much it for the academic section. And finally, for the cognitive section, because of time restraints, I wasn't able to finish the cognitive section. But yeah, besides that, that's the end of my demonstration for my app. And if I were to work on this app in the future, which I will, so after I deploy the first time and I make some more updates, the first thing that I want to complete is the butterfly farm. And I want to make it so that it's very easy to track progress for users, because after seeing a butterfly farm, users will be more compelled to grow their butterfly collection. And another improvement that I would like to work on is creating competitions between users and friends. And this helps with the sense of community and helps with competitiveness, because it allows for you to compete against your friend or like community, as well as viewing your ranking within the community. And lastly is to work on the cognitive section to balance everything out. Thank you for listening.